it down the old crew, bringing in the brand new. Wild and free, people smiling.
Now then, alright. Wild and free. Whoa, I pressed the bar. Anyway, that was Curtis Mayfield, Wild and Free. Welcome to another Vinyl Monkey. I'm going to be cracking on with this theme till I get it finished. Sorry, Cole, it won't take long. Yeah, so the theme is if I could only keep one record. So all the artists, I've got 6 records or more. I'm going to say if I could only keep one of their albums, which one would it be and why? One of the things I realised last week, I was going through them alphabetically, and I realised that all my bloody soul, reggae, jazz stuff is at the end, so it comes after me, sort of Z of rock music, and it is that has confirmed actually. I'm going to de-genreize this bloody collection because I'm never comfortable with the demarcations. I'm not quite comfortable about why all the sort of black artists are in the soul and not all but most are in the soul and jazz section, so I'm just going to put them in pure alphabetical order. I think that makes sense. I think that's the best way for me to do it. So it'll take me a few hours to organise that, but anyway, so I'm now going to correct that and go through me sort of jazz and soul, certainly up to the letter M or P or something. Anyway, but before I do, anyone who watches this channel regularly may realise, or you may not, that although I've been going about 4 years or so and done about 180 odd videos, I know what you're going to say, you'd think you'd be bloody getting better at it by now and less amateurish, but that's the key word, amateur, not amateurish, amateur, i.e. in the old fashioned sense of that word. Not making any money out of it, so I'm in the happy position if I don't need to earn any extra cash. Me pension gets me through quite satisfactorily. I'm lucky like that. You know, those of you who do YouTube, you know, for money and for a living, fair enough, but what you'll notice is I've never had to ask people to subscribe or like or any of that. I always think it's a bit cringy anyway when you're sort of hearing it, but I do understand it and why people want to get their subs up. But so instead, before I crack on with this, I'm going to make one appeal, and it's nothing to do with my channel, it's to do with our kids channel. My baby brother, he set up a YouTube channel a little while back. He's got into photography of late and he's not too bad at it, he's not too shabby really, he takes the odd decent snap here and there. And then what he's been doing is he's been setting them to, just setting some of the examples to music, usually Leonard Cohen stuff, which sort of matches the mood of his photography, I think. But the lad's got 3 subscribers, one of them's me, one of them's my son, and one of them's this guy who, you know, he's so sad and lonely. I think he's subscribed to all 48 million YouTube channels across the planet. So our kid could do with a few more people just having a look, and I'd really appreciate it if 1 or 2 of you did. And you might subscribe, you might not. Anyway, his channel goes under his name. It's dead simple. It's Bry Walker. Look it up, have a look. Certainly if you like Leonard Cohen, you'll enjoy it anyway, but that's the advertising done. So I'm going through this, if I can only keep one record, artists I've got 6 or more of. I'm starting with Chet Baker. I'm going with my favourite songs from, and I've got all the years written down here, 1988. This is his last concert. I absolutely adore Chet Baker. I thought I might have gone for Chet Baker's Things, but I've gone for this one. I just thought his later years where he was obviously not very well. He'd had all his teeth kicked out, but his playing was just so subtle and well, beautiful. Yeah, Chet Baker, my favourite songs from his last concert in Germany in 1988. The next one, Ray Charles. Could have gone with a couple of his really. I thought I might have gone for the one with genius equals soul plus jazz equals genius. Well, what is it? Whatever. But I've gone for modern sounds in country and western music from 1962, which is basically Ray Charles taking some country song standards but making them his own, going with his own sort of blend of soul, jazz and really accessible pop, but beautiful songs, just made his own really, brilliant stuff. Ray Charles, 1962. John Coltrane, probably people might say I Love Supreme from 65, was it? It's his best album. It's a great album, but I've gone for a much earlier one. I've gone for Blue Train from 1958. I think it's the liner notes on I Love Supreme, which are sort of quite overtly religious, spiritual, and they're sort of, I don't know, they're just I prefer listening to it without reading the liner notes, but I'm going for this one, Blue Train, 1958. It's just got such a brilliant band on here. Lee Morgan on trumpet, Kenny Drew on piano, Paul Chambers and Philly Joe Jones in the rhythm section, and Curtis Fuller on trombone. I do love a jazz trombone, and this is a great album, Blue Train, 1958. Miles Davis. I mean, I do love his sort of his earlier sort of breakthroughs, mellow sort of stuff. But the one I'm going to take with me, and is Bitches Brew. It's just complex. It's layered. It's difficult. It's one of those that gives more every time you listen to it. It's yeah, it's one that you can listen to and listen to and listen to again and get something new each time. So Bitches Brew from 1970. Earth, Wind and Fire, I've just been listening to this morning. The sun's out. This is on, it's lovely stuff. This is That's the Way of the World from 1975. And I should put me glasses on, yeah. Opens with Shining Star, superb. The title track, absolutely brilliant. Then Happy Feeling, and it just makes you smile. This album makes you want to dance. It's a great summer record, and summer's on the way, spring is in the air. Earth, Wind and Fire, That's the Way of the World, 1975. I love this next artist, Roberta Flack. I could have gone with any of Roberta's early albums. They're all beautiful, beautifully sung, beautifully played. I've gone for Quiet Fire from 1971. Quiet is the optimum word. It is just quietly beautiful. She does an absolutely lovely cover of Bridge Over Troubled Water. But it's, yeah, beautiful album. Roberta Flack, Quiet Fire, 1971. The Four Tops, love the Four Tops. I might have gone for Reach Out, which got their biggest hits and things, but I've gone for Nature, Nature Planned It from 1972. And the reason I've gone for this one is because it demonstrates what a great outfit the Four Tops were. Without their popular Holland Dozy Holland hit singles, there's no hit singles I don't think on this album. There's a mixture of writers, songwriters, brilliant stuff. Nature Planned It, the Four Tops from 1972. Marvin Gaye, well it would have to be, it would have to be either this one or the one that followed it, but I'm going to go with What's Going On from 1971. Just a stunning piece of work. One of my favourite albums of all time. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. Al Green, absolutely effortless. Call Me from 1973. I mean, he's hardly breathing, really, and backed by the absolutely subtle, beautiful horn section, Willie Mitchell horn section. He does brilliant covers here of Hank Williams and a Willie Nelson song, mixed with his own songwriting. And this is probably the pinnacle of Al Green for me. Call Me from 1973. Gil Scott-Heron. Love Gil Scott-Heron. Had the pleasure of seeing him here in my hometown, unbelievably. Back in, that was way back in 1986. The one I'm going for, Winter in America. Collaborating with Brian Jackson, the keyboard player. He uses winter as a metaphor, really, for his in two senses, the darkness of the sort of racism and environmental crises and oil crises that were going on around that time. This was 1974, but also using it in the sense that spring is around the corner, there is hope. Black people are working together, are united, are getting political, the civil rights movement, etc. So there was an optimism in his writing, but beautiful album, Winter in America, Gil Scott-Heron. Isaac Hayes, I love Isaac Hayes, but I'm going with his absolute classic Hot Buttered Soul from 1974. Only 4 tracks on the album, including the 20-minute version almost of Walk On By, and then on the second side a similar length By the Time I Get to Phoenix, which puts a sort of backstory into that song, but brilliantly done. A one-off, Isaac Hayes, Hot Buttered Soul from 1974. Keith Jarrett, I do love a sort of jazz piano, and Keith Jarrett is one of the masters. I've got many beautiful Keith Jarrett albums, but my favourite is the Corn Concert from 1975. It's just a stunning solo recording. You can hear Jarrett sort of breathing and grunting as he plays along, but it's stunning. The Corn Concert from 1974. We came in with Curtis Mayfield. I've gone with his debut album, Curtis, from 1970. Lovely album. Here's this his daughter, and this expanded the horizons for soul music. I think it really opened the door for both musically and lyrically, and in terms of the subject matter of the songs, more political, social songs. Brilliantly done. Curtis Mayfield, Curtis from 1970. Then Charles Mingus, one of the greatest composers ever, in my opinion. This is one of his more challenging, difficult albums, and again that's why I've gone for it. This is Black Saint and the Sinner Lady. I could have gone with Our Home, I think, because I love that album. It's maybe a bit more accessible, but I've gone with this one from 1963. He was undergoing some sort of treatment or therapy at the time, and interestingly he asked his clinical psychologist to write the sleeve notes for it, which he does in quite a positive and optimistic way. But Charles Mingus, The Black Saint and the Sinner Lady from 1963. 1 year earlier, this jazz pianist released Monk's Dream. Absolutely love anything by Thelonious Monk. Again, hard to pick out one which I'd keep. I've gone with this one. He's with a great 4-piece band here: Charlie Rouse on sax, John Orr on bass, Frankie Dunlop on drums, and the sound is great. Thelonious Monk. I mean, he's just so instinctive, intuitive. It looks like he's just absolutely making it up as he goes along. It sounds like he's making it up as he goes along, sorry. Beautifully done. Monk Stream from 1962. And then finally, I'm going to go out with this one of my favourite soul albums, if you're going to use it in that genre. I could put it in prog, I could put it in rock. This is Billy Paul's War of the Gods. Absolutely stunning album from 1973. And we're going to go out with the opening track from this. This is, if I can find it on here, this is I See the Light, Billy Paul. So I'll crack on with this, maybe 2 more of these, and then we'll change the subject. So hope to see you next time. Don't forget about Our Kid. There it is again if you need a memory. Bry Walker. Have a look at it if you've got the time. Where I can, have I got it? Billy Paul. Oh, why is it not working? I don't know what's going on with this. Trouble with me. Hang on 1 second there, everybody. Let's see if I can work out what's happening. No, I should have just put the album on. I did it on this thing because I thought that saves me getting up, doesn't it? I don't know what's... I'll tell you what. I could sing it for you, couldn't I? Let's just forget it. And I'll say ta-ra. We would have gone out with the stunning opening track, but you're going to have to look it up for yourselves. I See the Light by Billy Paul from his brilliant 1973 album War of the Gods. Look at that, get a look at that, Billy Paul. Absolutely brilliant, totally over the top. Fantastic artist. See you next time. Ta-ra.